Slum and a right hand.
Oh, another one. Big one. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand on the hammer face. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
Ditcheva's devastating right hand connecting, Corogenes crashing to the canvas. Follow-up hammer fist, referee jumping in. That's Katherine Corogenes getting absolutely demolished by Dakota Ditcheva at the 2022 PFL Championships. One right hand, 4 minutes and 20 seconds, dreams crushed.
The only thing I really have heard is like the winner of that tournament might fight me at the end of the year, which is fine, but it leaves me a very long time without a fight. So I'm hoping that me and PFL can work something out before then and hopefully get me back in the cage.
What you just witnessed was one of the most brutal first-round knockouts of 2022. British sensation Dakota Ditcheva didn't just win a fight at Madison Square Garden. She made a statement that reverberated throughout the MMA world. This is the story of how dangerous Dakota Ditcheva proved her nickname was more than just marketing hype.
Face of the PFL, the 125-pound women's tournament winner.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
Oh!
Yeah.
There's one who's really interesting, who's this monster. She's terrifying.
I never expected these women to be as technical and as badass as they have been.
Before we break down the devastation, let's set the stage. The 2022 PFL Championships at Madison Square Garden's Hulu Theater. Two undefeated prospects stepping into the smart cage with everything to prove. In the red corner, Dakota Ditcheva, the 24-year-old Muay Thai specialist from Manchester, England. Coming off a 58-second knockout in her PFL debut, she'd already earned her reputation as one of the most dangerous strikers in women's MMA. At 6'5" with 5 finishes, Ditcheva wasn't just winning fights, she was ending them violently.
125 pounds. Nice slip and rip there from Dakota. Push kick drops.
But across from her stood Katherine Corogenes, also undefeated at 3-0, with all 3 victories coming by way of finish. Known for her smothering jiu-jitsu and relentless top pressure, Corogenes represented everything Ditcheva's striking game wasn't designed to handle. I want that challenge, I want that hard fight, I want to have to brawl and bang, and I'm ready for that. Katherine Corogenes?
It's good. I mean, I listened to so many people talking like throughout this whole tournament. It's nice to get in the cage and showcase my skills and shut them up that way because I'm not really bothered about like...
The pre-fight confidence was palpable. Corogenes had been vocal about crushing Ditcheva's dreams, believing her grappling would neutralize the British striker's weapons. But as we'd soon discover, some dreams turn into nightmares when you step into the cage with Dakota Ditcheva. From the opening bell, this fight was pure chaos. No touch of gloves, no feeling out process, just 2 young fighters rushing to the center of the smart cage with bad intentions. Ditcheva immediately went to work with her kicks, using them to manage distance and control the pace. But early on, she made a critical error, throwing a naked low kick that Corogenes countered with a heavy right hand. First blood to the American. But champions are made in how they respond to adversity. Ditcheva reset, and when Corogenes rushed in looking to build on that success, she walked straight into a picture-perfect check hook. The momentum had shifted. What followed was a fascinating chess match in the clinch. Corogenes, true to form, initiated the tie-up and began working for position. These 2 fighters jockeyed for dominance against the cage. Ditcheva establishing a body lock, Corogenes pummeling for a whizzer and flipping position. This is where fights are won and lost. Corogenes' plan was to drag this to the ground where her jiu-jitsu could take over.
In order for it to be so long and rangy, class.
Back on the attack with that left high kick. Beautiful left hand there by Ditcheva.
Oh, desperate to get this fight to the floor. Beautiful, very nice.
Good work by Holm to get her legs back in the fight. Back on the feet with Dakota Ditcheva.
And that's exactly what happened. Corogenes used her whizzer to pull guard, dragging the fight to the canvas where she was most comfortable. But Ditcheva's fight IQ shone through. She quickly improved position, landed some ground and pound, then disengaged and fired low kicks from her feet. The referee stood them up, and this is where the fight took a dramatic turn. Ditcheva threw a high kick, Corogenes caught it, but the British striker's balance was perfect. She hopped back to the cage, and in the ensuing clinch battle, everything changed.
For the referee's signal, then followed up with precise ground and pound until the official stopped the fight. It was over. As the announcer declared Dakota Ditcheva the winner by TKO, the camera cut to Taila Santos.
Ditcheva landed a couple of massive knees in the clinch. You could see Corogenes was hurt. The American was in survival mode, but Ditcheva smelled blood. She followed up with an overhand right, then a low kick, and then the right hand that ended it all. Corogenes went down hard, and Ditcheva followed up with a hammer fist to make absolutely sure. Fight over. Dreams crushed. The numbers tell the story. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. That's all it took for Dakota Ditcheva to extend her perfect record to 7-0 and announce herself as a legitimate force in women's MMA. Oh, that feels good. Do you know what? I woke up this morning and the first thing I saw on my phone was an interview she did about crushing my dreams. Let me tell you one thing, this hype train stops for nobody. But beyond the bravado, this performance revealed something deeper about Ditcheva's character. In the post-fight press conference, she opened up about her struggles with self-belief, how despite her perfect record, she'd always battled doubt about her abilities. I feel like I struggle sometimes believing in myself, like you see me winning all the time, but it's not about winning, it's about believing in my ability.
Oh, that feels good. You know what? I woke up this morning and the first thing I saw on my phone was an interview she did about crushing my dreams. Let me tell you one thing. This hype train stops for nobody. I don't care who you are. This hype train will keep rolling. Just keep bringing them to me one by one. And like Brendan said, I woke up this morning and I'll choose violence every single day.
This knockout wasn't just about proving she belonged, it was about proving it to herself. Moving to American Top Team had surrounded her with coaches who believed in her potential, but until she felt it internally, the doubt would linger. That doubt was officially dead. Standing over an unconscious Katherine Corogenes, arms raised in victory, Dakota Ditcheva had found her moment of truth. The hype train, as she called it, wasn't stopping for anybody. This knockout reverberated far beyond Madison Square Garden. For the PFL, it validated their investment in women's flyweight talent. For Ditcheva, it opened doors to PFL Europe and set the stage for championship opportunities. Dakota Ditcheva, 7-0 record, 6 finishes, 2 PFL first-round knockouts.
There's a plum and a right hand. Oh, big one. Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer fist. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
But perhaps most importantly, it established a template for how Ditcheva would approach her career moving forward. The combination of technical striking, fight IQ, and finishing instinct made her a nightmare matchup for anyone in the division. Katherine Corogenes, meanwhile, would bounce back from this setback, but the lesson was clear. In MMA, confidence means nothing if you can't back it up when the cage door closes. This wasn't just a knockout, it was a statement. Dakota Ditcheva had arrived, and the women's flyweight division would never be the same.
I mean, it doesn't get louder in my head. It's just that they like talk more and more all the time, you know? And like, obviously it builds up, but it doesn't bother me anymore. You know, they can keep talking now, even though I've just done that performance and it's not going to bother me anymore. It's just that I like to, you know, prove myself right in the cage and shut them up like that.
From Manchester gyms to Madison Square Garden, Dakota Ditcheva's journey represents everything we love about mixed martial arts. The collision of skill, determination, and raw violence that creates unforgettable moments. Her destruction of Katherine Corogenes wasn't just a victory, it was a coming-of-age performance that announced the arrival of a future star. The hype train, indeed, stops for nobody. Thanks for joining us on Fight Night Breakdown. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let us know in the comments, where do you think Dakota Ditcheva's career goes from here? Until next time, keep your guard up and your eyes on the prize.
The face, the star of stars, Dakota Ditcheva right here in Chicago. Now, I know you like to be very active. Listen to the crowd. Listen to these people. They love you in Chicago. Now, you're about to get back in the cage, and you're going to fly a long way to do it on July 19th. How excited are you to get back to fighting?
I am so excited. These guys have missed me for sure. They've been very vocal on social media. So I'm excited to finally get back in the cage and do what I do best. Winning the PFL Europe Championship was a big moment for me for sure, but I don't know whether I sunk it in enough.
Dakota Ditcheva European champion.
I think straight away, as soon as I won it, I knew that I wanted to do this global season next.
She feels like she's ready to prove herself at the highest level.
We're here now on our way, but the journey's not over and I'm ready to keep pushing on.
Nasty combination. Big knee. She's in trouble. That's the end.
My next opponent, Chelsea.
Dakota Ditcheva sends a clear warning message to Sumiko Inaba, as both fighters have officially confirmed their highly anticipated showdown. The undefeated Queen of Violence is back, and she's bringing 10 times the fury to Cape Town. This is the story that's breaking the internet right now.
The face of the PFL, the 125-pound women's tournament winner.
The fans have been asking for me and they've finally given me a fight. So I'm excited to get back out there and it's going to be an amazing event. You know, first time in South Africa, Cape Town. So yeah, I'm excited just to get back in there as well. Everyone that's been there to support me all these years is obviously excited to see me back in, but then a whole new kind of crowd is going to be able to watch my skill. A lot of new fans.
Dakota 2.0, dangerous coming. Don't you worry, she's not gone anywhere. She's coming back stronger. So for me, I'm getting in there the same amount of violence, if not 10 times.
Let's dive straight into what has everyone talking. Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva, the reigning 2024 PFL Women's Flyweight Champion, just dropped the most bone-chilling warning we've heard all year. They've made me wait half a year. I'm getting in there with the same amount of violence, if not 10 times more, because they've made me wait.
Forward to.
Honestly, I'm just very glad to be part of the card. It's been a while, so I've been building up this. I don't know what I've been building up for the last 6 months, not being able to let anything out in the cage, not being able to beat anyone up. So it's going to be coming 10 times worse this time.
Wow. Now, when you think about traveling all over the world, the beauty part of where you're at right now, you're one of the faces of the PFL, if not the face. Is it exciting for you to be able to fight not just in the United States, not just in PFL Europe, but now literally all over the world?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to South Africa before and I've heard amazing things about Cape Town. So I'm very excited to be part of this. It's going to be a historic event for sure. And yeah, I'm just super excited just to get in the cage. I just wanted to fight.
She just loves to fight 3 or 4 times a year. Thank you and best of luck. There is only one. Dakota Ditcheva fighting July 19th in Cape Town, South.
That's not just confidence talking, folks. That's a woman who's been caged for 6 months, and now she's about to be unleashed. Ditcheva has made it crystal clear. The layoff hasn't cooled her down, it's turned up the heat to a dangerous level. The Manchester native didn't hold back when addressing her opponent either, stating, "These are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose. But here's the kicker. She's treating this like a striker's paradise, saying Inaba wants to stand and trade a little bit."
Bye.
Oh, what a knockdown! What a knockout! Sumiko Inaba is 4-0 with her 3rd knockout win, getting it done in less than...
Translation, this could be an absolute war on the feet. Now, let's get to the official details, because this fight is confirmed and it's historic. This showdown is set for July 19th, 2025, taking place at the Grand West Arena in Cape Town, South Africa, as part of the PFL Champion Series Africa event. The main event features Johnny Ablin versus Costello Van Steenis, while Dakota Ditcheva and Sumiko Inaba will serve as the explosive co-main event that has everyone talking.
Dakota's skills. She is one of the most spiteful strikers that we've ever seen in the PFL.
Dangerous! Dakota Ditcheva!
This marks the PFL's inaugural event in Africa, and they're pulling out all the stops. Francis Ngannou, serving as PFL's Africa chairman, will be overseeing this historic card that combines both the Champion Series and an all-African tournament. For Ditcheva, this isn't just any fight, it's her return after publicly criticizing PFL for keeping her on the shelf since winning the title last November. Let's break down what we're looking at on July 19th.
So for me, it doesn't really matter where it is, when it is. I'm going to be ready.
Sumiko Inaba, the opponent. I mean, obviously, she's got an impressive record as well. Maybe not as well known as you at this point, but 8-1, a formidable opponent. I guess, what do you think about her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready.
At just 26 years old, Dakota Ditcheva brings a perfect 14-0 winner with an astounding 13 finishes to this Cape Town showdown, fighting out of Manchester, England. She holds the distinction of being the first British woman to win a major MMA world title, and her recent dominance speaks volumes. She completely destroyed Tyler Santos, the same fighter who took Valentina Shevchenko to the brink, finishing her in just 2 rounds.
I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. Is setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know, now like we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of progressing. It's nice to be an example. I quite like it.
Like if the UFC went away,
Ditcheva isn't just unbeaten, she's untouchable. She's been compared to Ronda Rousey in terms of star power and finishing ability. Her 2024 campaign was nothing short of spectacular. 3 first-round stoppages leading to a championship beatdown of UFC veteran Taylor Santos.
It's a professional, 7 victories, just 1 loss. Hailing from Maui, Hawaii, presenting Sumiko.
Hawaii? Oh, what a knockdown! What a knockout!
So, yeah, the last round, posturing up, throwing down hard. Those are big shots. It's all over, just like.
Also a female that's getting finishes. I mean, you have the finishes by elbows, by a left hook, and by submission. So
honestly, I don't really have one. I think I go in there, you know, just with my skills and my game plan, and I don't ever search for the finish, but it somehow comes. And I think that that's the exciting part of the whole game.
At 34 years old, Sumiko Inaba brings an impressive 8-1 record to this showdown, fighting out of Hawaii with the composure of a seasoned veteran. This Bellator veteran is making her mark in the PFL transition, showcasing a well-rounded skill set built on composed striking and solid grappling fundamentals. Inaba's most recent performance saw her finish Mackenzie Stiller in September 2024, proving she's not just here to make up numbers, but to make a real statement on the biggest stage of her career.
Through right when she needed it. But you got to ask yourself, Sean, how much did she put into that throw and the attempt for the armbar? She's got to be exhausted under there, carrying the weight of Inaba.
Left hand now for Inaba, punishing Mackenzie Stiller. Beltran looking very closely at this flurry. Sumiko Inaba with the volume. And this is where it ended.
Exactly. Up against the fence, short elbows. We could see Stiller's eyes from here. She was wincing. It's like a ball bearing hitting you right on the cheek. Great short elbows.
Let's go, let's go.
Then got the throw, but Inaba able to beast out of that armbar. And once she had dominant position, it was all over.
Inaba represents everything Ditcheva said she respects, a veteran fighter with nothing to lose. She's been grinding in Bellator's trenches while Dakota was building highlight reels, and now she gets her shot on the biggest stage. This fight carries massive implications beyond just the records. For Dakota, this is about proving her layoff frustration was justified. She's been vocal about wanting to stay active, even stating she could literally fight any time of the day, any day of the week. This isn't a title fight, but Ditcheva is treating it like a statement bout.
Progressing, it's nice to be an example. I quite like it.
Like if the UFC went away, the PFL will probably take up the slack. PFL is going to get people to pay attention. There's one who's really interesting, who's this monster. She's terrifying.
Big fight coming up July 19th against Sumiko Inaba.
Dangerous is back in the cage and she's going to bring the violence. So don't blink. It's good to be back. She's a little bit more of a striker than she is a grappler. I feel like she does both, but she will stand and strike. So could be a good striking match. We'll see. She's definitely going to bring it. You have to take girls like that serious because they've got nothing to lose as well, you know. But super nice girl. girl too, but we're fighting each other now, so I guess that doesn't matter. Her record's 8-1, so, you know, you've got to take girls like that serious. She's not, you know, somebody that hasn't proven herself for sure, so it's nice to be back in camp again, full of bruises, just taking it fight by fight. And like, me and PFL are in talks at the moment still. We're still figuring a few things out, so you know, I haven't really got much direction just yet, but I know that they are going to keep me busy. They have to, so you will see me fight again this year for sure. I'm just trusting.
The bigger picture? Dakota has her sights set on bigger names, specifically calling out Valentina Shevchenko as her ultimate target. She wants to prove she's not just the best at 125 pounds in PFL, but the most dangerous woman in the division worldwide. For Sumiko, this is career-defining. A win here wouldn't just be an upset, it would be a seismic shockwave that puts her name in the global conversation overnight. So what can we expect on July 19th?
The PFL should keep the UFC out of their mouth.
When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people.
If this starts like Dakota's usual fights, we're looking at immediate pressure, devastating bodywork, and potential early violence. But Inaba's experience and composure could be the X factor. Can she weather the early storm and drag Dakota into uncharted territory? The big question, will we see the same Dakota who's never been truly tested, or will Inaba be the first to make her bleed? One thing's for certain, July 19th in Cape Town is going to be special. Dakota Ditcheva has issued her warning, Sumiko Inaba has accepted the challenge, and now we wait to see if the most dangerous woman in MMA can back up her words. This is the kind of fight that could change everything. Don't blink when these two step into that cage. That's all for this breaking news update. Make sure to subscribe for more MMA coverage, hit that notification bell, and let us know in the comments who do you think survives this storm, and we'll see you next time on MMA Central.
If the UFC went away, the PFL will probably take up the slack. PFL is going to get people to pay attention. There's one who's really interesting, who's this monster. She's terrifying.
Big fight coming up July 19th against Sumiko Inaba.
Dangerous is back in the cage and she's going to bring the violence. So don't blink. It's good to be back. She's a little bit more of a striker than she is a grappler. I feel like she does both, but she will stand and strike. So could be a good striking match. We'll see. She's definitely going to bring it. You have to take girls like that serious because they've got nothing to lose as well, you know. But super nice girl too, but we're fighting each other now, so I guess that doesn't matter.
I mean, the prize was amazing, the belt's amazing, but for me, I want to fight. You know, I loved fighting 4 times last year. The year before that, I fought 3 times. The year before that, I fought 4 times. So I've always been a really active fighter. I've always been that type of person that's in the gym all the time. So for me, that's why I've always got better and better, because I live in here.
The undefeated Conor McGregor end of sports phenom Dakota Ditcheva is finally getting back in the cage, and let me tell you, her opponent better be ready for war. We're talking about PFL's inaugural Africa event, a fighter with 28 knee strikes that ended her last opponent, and why the entire MMA community is demanding the UFC sign this absolute destroyer. Stick around because we're breaking down everything you need to know about Dakota Dangerous, Ditcheva versus Sumiko Inaba, plus why this might be the fight that changes everything.
Okay, so you're not happy with her to continue.
These legs. Oh, knees. This clinched knee is devastating in the hair from the coach. And maintaining balance. And look at that. Look at this tight plum. Every time. Oh, pain on the face. Of shrink and slip. In MMA. To that position, but Dakota uses its body, has taken a, and now Dakota already severely with effort there. Valentina needs to square up and close. For the sake of fighter safety,
First things first, Dakota Ditcheva is back, and she's not happy about the weight. The 26-year-old Manchester native has been sitting on the sidelines for months, and in her own words, she's ready to bring 10 times more violence because they made her wait half a year. And folks, when someone with 12 knockouts out of 14 wins says they're bringing more violence, you better pay attention.
Good competition. They can't give me someone that's, just kind of signed to the PFL and not really had that much experience, because it doesn't make sense. I've just beat Santos very easily. If I'd had a 5-round war with Santos, there would have been a few more people in there that would have been more.
Here's what makes this so crazy. Ditcheva has been practically begging for a fight, telling MMA Junkie, "Get me anything." Literally, I get it's hard for PFL. Well, PFL finally delivered, and they're giving her Sumiko Inaba on July 26th in Cape Town, South Africa. This isn't just any fight card, people. This is PFL's first ever venture into Africa, and they're putting their biggest star front and center as the co-main event alongside middleweight champion Johnny Eblen.
Her 90% knockout ratio speaks for itself.
My dad didn't do any kind of martial arts or anything. For me, being a female in the sport, it's been nice to have my mum being the one that's been through everything, I'm not bothered about going to the floor. I want, to stay stood up. I think that's what the fans like more. Jiu-jitsu is boring, so in a fight, I like it. I like to train it, but it is very boring. Do you know me? I go right from the first bell, so I'm going to be going full guns blazing. My mum's gym is based in Sale, Manchester. It's called Northern Spirit Muay Thai. Anybody is welcome to go and train there. I know you guys ask all the time for me to do training videos and things like that, and when I'm in camp, I'm not really allowed to do that. I don't really.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Conor McGregor's massive endorsement of Dakota Ditcheva. When the Notorious spotted Ditcheva at BKFC 71, he couldn't contain his excitement. Listen to what he told her. "You're the next big thing, baby. Strong women, good girl, F awesome. Great to see you, great to finally meet you. Superstar, 100%.
What's up, my man? Good, good. How are you? All right? Good. Always good, brother. Fucking up, bro. Dakota, You're the next big team. Thank you.
How you doing, brother? Okay, yeah. Good, man.
Fucking awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you. I know it. What's the crack? What are you playing? Walk up myself. Lovely. As superstar right here.
That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah.
That's not just casual praise, folks. That's the biggest star in MMA history putting his stamp of approval on Dakota Ditcheva, and the fight community has taken notice. Social media is going crazy demanding Dana White sign this woman. Fans are calling her Dakota Da Beast, future UFC champ, and some are even saying she could beat Valentina Shevchenko. When you've got comparisons to Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin and Ba Ruten's legendary liver shots, you know you're dealing with something special.
She's beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. It has nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences. But the early days were interesting because, there was a lot of people disparaging women fighting, including Dana White.
When are we going to see women in the UFC, man?
Never.
Never?
Yeah, some people get disturbed watching women get bloodied up. That's a big one for some folks. It feels different. Obviously, I'm a big fan of women fighting, but when I watch a big cut on a woman, it feels different. It's so hard for people to not get emotional when they get hit. It's a very bad way to react in a fight, to fight with emotions, because you expose yourself. You leave yourself open for counters. You miss your rhythm. You're not as deceptive. You're too obvious in your pattern. And so many times you get hit a lot more. And it's a big problem with fighters. The smart thing to do is to fight with correct technique and with a correct strategy, meaning you have an understanding of how to execute best. It's not to just wait in and let bombs fly. You have to be very precise in your tactics. You got to be very smart.
And here's a scary stat. In her championship fight against Taylor Santos, Ditcheva landed 28 knee strikes before getting the TKO finish. 28. Her opponent literally couldn't continue. So who's brave enough to step up to this destroyer? Enter Sumiko Inaba.
Predatory fury in the ring, Sumiko Inaba obliterates her opponents with dazzling knockouts. The Lady Samurai stands as Dakota Ditcheva's next opponent for July 26th.
Or to at least try to get her legs up. Beautiful pass by Sumiko there.
The ref is probably going to stop the fight here.
And she's trying her best to guard, but she's just not there. It is.
Inaba comes in with an impressive 8-1 record and plenty of Bellator experience. She's been around the game longer than Ditcheva in terms of organizational experience, which makes her extremely dangerous. Ditcheva herself acknowledges the threat, saying these are always the most dangerous fighters, the ones that don't have anything to lose, and she's absolutely right. Inaba is coming off a finish over Mackenzie Stiller and has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
The face of the PFL, the 125-pound women's tournament winner.
The fans have been asking for me and they've finally given me a fight, so I'm excited to get back out there, and it's going to be an amazing event, you know, first time in South Africa, Cape Town, so yeah, I'm excited just to get back in there as well. Everyone that's been there to support me all these years is obviously excited to see me back in, but then a whole new kind of crowd is going to be able to watch my skill. A lot of new fans.
Dakota 2.0, dangerous coming. Don't you worry, she's not gone anywhere. She's coming back stronger. So for me, I'm getting in there the same amount of violence, if not 10 times more, because they've made me wait half a game. Honestly, I could literally fight any time of the day, any day of the week. Like, you could just put me in the cage and I'd just go for it. So for me, it doesn't really matter where it is, when it is. I'm going to be ready.
Sumiko Inaba, the opponent. I mean, obviously, she's got an impressive record as well. Maybe not as well known as you at this point, but 8-1, a formidable opponent. I guess, what do you think about her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready.
With a tactical standpoint, this is fascinating. Ditcheva describes Inaba as a little bit more of a striker who will stand and trade. That plays right into Ditcheva's wheelhouse, those devastating knees and elbows in the clinch that have made her famous. The question isn't whether Ditcheva can win, it's how quickly she'll finish it and how spectacular it will look. This fight is about so much more than just another PFL bout.
I feel like she want to stand and trade a little bit, so I'm excited. It's a great matchup and a great girl as well. I've seen her around in the tournament last year and she's always super nice, so I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. Is setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know, now like we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of...
PFL is bleeding top talent to the UFC. Patricio Pitbull and Aaron Pico have already made the jump. If Ditcheva puts on another dominant performance, the pressure on Dana White to sign her will be immense. Think about it. Here's a fighter endorsed by Conor McGregor with 12 finishes out of 14 wins, who's already being compared to legends, and she's the co-main event of PFL's biggest international expansion. The UFC women's flyweight division could use this kind of excitement.
When she was fighting, she fought at like different weight categories just to get the female fights, and it was really difficult for her. You know, she didn't get many opponents and stuff, and now to see me kind of in a tournament full of girls and now fighting for the...
Plus, this is part of PFL's Road to Dubai Champions Series, meaning the winner could be looking at even bigger opportunities down the line. All right, let's get real about what we expect to see on July 26th. Ditcheva's going to come out aggressive after being inactive for months. She's talked about bringing 10 times more violence, and with her Muay Thai background and devastating clinch work, I expect her to pressure Inaba immediately.
About her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready for it. I think it'll be a really good matchup as well. Like, she's a little bit more of a striker. She'll grapple as well, but I feel like she want to stand and trade a little bit. So I'm excited. It's a great matchup and a great girl as well. I've seen her around in the tournament last year and she's always super nice, so I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. Is setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know, now like we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of progressing. It's nice to be an example. I quite like it.
Inaba's best chance is to keep it at boxing range and avoid the clinch at all costs. But here's the problem. Ditcheva's pressure is relentless, and once she gets you against the cage, those knees start flying. My prediction? Ditcheva by TKO in the first round, probably by knee strikes in the clinch. The only question is whether it takes 15 knees or 30. This is exactly the kind of fight that makes or breaks careers, fight fans. Dakota Ditcheva has all the tools, all the hype, and all the endorsements. One more spectacular finish, and the UFC will have no choice but to come calling. For Sumiko Inaba, this is her chance to pull off the upset of the year and catapult herself into title contention.
You have to be very precise in your tactics. You got to be very smart.
Like, I still feel like I haven't hit the top of the flyweight world division yet. You know, I've conquered PFL, but
When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of. So it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves. And people love the women's fights. These women become big stars.
You could be.
Mark your calendars, July 26th, PFL Africa in Cape Town, South Africa. You can catch all the action live and free on the new PFL app